Good morning students, this is Seth Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. This is the HSC online audio video lecture series. I'm Bina Raikar and I'm continuing with chapter number 6, Social Responsibilities of Business. This is the 9th video on this chapter number 6, and today I'm going to explain you what is corporate social responsibilities, that is CSR. Now, corporate social responsibility, it is a self-regulating business model, okay, and it aims to contribute to societal goals and support volunteering and ethical oriented practices. Okay, so it is social responsible and accountable. The company is socially responsible and accountable. It is accountable to the company itself, its investors and public. So by practicing social responsibilities, companies can be conscious of economical, social and environmental aspects of the society. Now the definitions, there are two definitions. One definition is given by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization and the other definition is given by International Organization for Standardization. Okay, so let's see what these two definitions are. The first definition, according to United Nations Industrial Development Organization, corporate social responsibility is a management concept whereby companies integrate social and environmental concern in their business operations and interaction with their stakeholders. Okay, and according to ISO, the meaning of social responsibility, that is your corporate social responsibility, is the responsibility of an organization for the impact of its decisions and activities on society and the environment, resulting in ethical behavior and transparency which contributes to sustainable development, including the health and well-being of society, takes into account the expectations of stakeholders, complies with current laws and is consistent with international standard of behavior and is integrated throughout the organization and implemented in its relations. So these are the two definitions of corporate social responsibility. Now let's go to the scope of the CSR. First one is applicability, then you have the CSR committee, then you have activities, then you have allocation of funds, and the last one is non-compliance of your CSR activities. Okay, so now let's see applicability of the CSR. Applicability of CSR is companies, okay, that is business organizations having net worth of 1,500 crores or turnover of 1,000 crores or more, or net profit of 15 crores or more during any financial year shall be required to form a CSR committee of the board, okay, with effect from 1st April 2014. What it says is companies having net worth of 1,500 crores or more, turnover of 1,000 crore or more, or net profit of 15 crore or more during any financial year should have a committee, okay, a CSR committee of the board. Then the board report should disclose compositions of the CSR committee. And what are the compositions of CSR committee? All companies shall spend in every financial year at least 2% of the average net profit of the company made during 3 immediate preceding financial years. That is, all these companies whose net worth we have discussed earlier, they should take 2% of their average net profit and they should give it to the CSR committee. That is, 2% of the profit should be distributed in society or should be given for society welfare. 2%, okay students. Now, the companies shall be required to incorporate. Now, what is this compositions? A brief outline of the company's CSR policy, including overview of projects or programs proposed to be undertaken. Okay, should be given. The composition of the CSR committee. Then third is average net profit. Then prescribed the CSR expenditure, details of money spent on CSR during that financial year, and if the company has failed to spend 2% of the average net profit, then they have to give the reasons as to why they have failed to spend 2% of the average net profit. The CSR committee, okay, now who shall be in the CSR committee? It consists of 4 directors who shall meet at least twice in a year to discuss the CSR activities and policies. Now the committee will recommend a formal policy and will recommend activities. It prepares budget, describes how the company will implement a project, and establish a transparent means to monitor progress. Okay, what does this committee do? It has 4 directors who are going to meet twice in a year, and they are going to review the activities and policies of the CSR. Okay, and this committee will form a policy, a CSR policy, okay, and recommend particular activities. It is going to prepare a budget as to how much money is going to be spent on the CSR, then how the company is going to implement this project, and is going to establish a transparent means to monitor the progress. So nothing is going to be in hiding, everything is going to be on paper. Then allocation of funds. Okay, allocation of fund is the company should not spend then 2% of the average net profit of the company. Surplus arising of the CSR activity will not be a part of business profits. Suppose any CSR activity, okay, gives funds in revenue, so that won't be added to the profit of the company. Now the company may build CSR capacities to its personnel and those of its implementing agencies through institutions, okay, with established track records for at least 3 financial years. So the funds are 2% of the average net profit of the company. Now non-compliance, that is, there is no specific penalty or provision if the CSR policy is not done. Okay, penalties for non-complying the duty would attract a fine of not less than 50,000, which may extend to 25 lakhs, and when officer of the company in default shall be punishable. Okay, so this is non-compliance of CSR activities. Now let's see what are CSR activities. Okay, the policy recognizes that corporate social responsibility is a commitment to support initiatives that improve the lives of underprivileged by one or more of the following focus areas. Now there are some areas which are focused, and companies are being told that they have to see that they take initiative to improve the lives of underprivileged ones. Okay, under section 135 of the Companies Act 2013 and 14. Now let's see which areas are being focused. Okay, so the first area is eradicating hunger, poverty and malnutrition, promoting preventive health care and sanitation, and making available safe drinking water. Okay, so you can see hunger free nation, then Sonu's Ma needs your help. Okay, these are some initiatives taken by companies to feed the underprivileged people. Second one is promoting education, including special education and employment, enhancing vocation skills, especially among children, women, elderly, and the differently abled, and livelihood enhancement projects. Okay, so you can see the skill building one, you can see response net. There are so many over here. There are various projects undertaken by businessmen, okay, with the help of government, so that they can give employment, and they can teach skills, vocation skills to women children, so they can generate employment and increase the standard of living. The third one is reducing child mortality and improving maternal health by providing good hospital facilities and low cost medicines. Okay, so you can see Project Kavach is there, then your Dhani is there. These are the projects specially they have been conducted in the rural areas. Okay, because they don't get proper medical facilities, and there are many malnutrition cases over there, so they provide medicines, they provide doctors, they provide nurses for especially children as well as their mothers. Then the fourth one is ensuring environmental sustainability, ecological balance, protection of flora and fauna, animal welfare, agroforestry, preservation of natural resources, and maintaining quality of soil, air and water. Okay, I think you're well versed with this National Mission for Clean Ganga, right? Namami Gange. This was the government Ministry of Jal Shakti. Okay, fine. And business organization contributed a lot towards this to see that the Ganga is cleaned. And now if you have a now if you really know that the Ganga is really much more clean, and because there's a lockdown now, it is much more cleaner. There were many pictures coming in on Facebook about the river Ganga and how clean the water is. This is all because business organizations come together for a what to say, they pick up an idea and they work towards a project. Then the fifth one is employment enhancing vocational skills. Okay, that is Coca-Cola Parvartan program is there. Okay, University on Wheels. Then vocational skills are being taught. Okay, by many companies. So to improve employment. Okay, you have National Skill Development Corporation. So even such organizations are there who do this work. Fifth one, measures for benefit of armed forces veterans, war widows and their dependents. Okay, many organizations, you can see over here Sahara Hospital is there for war widows. Okay, that is our soldiers who died on the forefront. Okay, they are widows, they have been given shelter to the widows. Similarly, they have been taught the widows how to stand on their own feet and work, okay, and be self-sufficient. Similarly, armed forces veterans also, they have been given helping for all these people. Then training to promote rural sports, nationally recognized sports. Okay, that is a training is been given to rural areas. Business organizations can give funds, they can raise infrastructure, they can raise clubs, sports clubs, they can have good infrastructure, they can give funds for raising a stadium, so that sports are being promoted. Then eighth one, contribution to Prime Minister National Relief Fund or any other fund set up by the central government for socio-economic development and relief and welfare of the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes, minority and women. Okay, so this is the Prime Minister National Relief Fund, and many business organizations contribute to this, especially when you have disasters, you have natural calamities, the government requires funds, okay, to settle those people again. So these funds are really required, as you can see in the pictures. The ninth one, rural development projects. Small projects have been taken up. Okay, over here you have, I have put a photograph of E-Chaupal. Then this is Sagar. Then here you have irrigation pumps, that is solar powered pumps have been given. Here women have been taught how to, they are given sewing machine and they have given lessons as to how to stitch. So the skills have been improved. Why? Because rural development is a very important aspect for Indian government. And the 10th one is slum area development. Okay, slums, you can see there's a picture of slums and you can see there's a picture of these buildings. okay, where that the slums have been removed and at the same place buildings have been put up, so that the people have a good life. Okay, they can, we can raise the standard of their living. Okay students, so these are the activities, the CSR activities. Okay, thank you very much.